Nance Becker.
And I'm Antonio Damien. And this is The Goddamn Atheist.
Today's topic is morality.
Now, what is morality? Well, there are two kinds of morality. One that is dictated from outside sources, and one that comes from your own mind. The former we will call morality, and the latter we will call ethics.
Let's take a closer look at morality first. So, the biggest problem with morality is that a small group imposes their opinions and beliefs onto a larger group, and the smaller group is often close-minded and not open to new things. And also, we have the system of reward and punishment. Often this is heaven and hell, and this is basically there to scare people, and it's necessary because it comes from outside. All of this made some pretty horrific events in past and present possible. For example, we have the Crusades,
Holocaust,
the Jihad,
slavery,
persecution,
misogyny,
homophobia,
anti-gay marriage,
anti-abortion,
anti-bacon and lobster,
commandments such as in Deuteronomy 25 verses 11 through 12,
the idea of sin,
the idea of salvation,
anti-stem cell research,
mental and physical child abuse,
the degradation of animals,
and of course sacrifice.
Now let's take a look at ethics. Now the thing about ethics is that you're constantly changing them as you go on and as you live. That means that your ideas constantly shift and your mind usually reaches the greater good. And the better thing about ethics is that they come from inside, that you make them up. That means that you can't break your ethical code because it would have an impact on your psyche.
Now, some Christian apologists said that you have to steal your morality from other religions to be able to say whether someone's ethics or morals or rules by which they live are good or bad. But actually we don't, because we can see in the animal kingdom that many animals themselves have ethics, and they obviously don't have any religion. For example, lions won't kill if they're not hungry, and they only will kill so many animals that they can get full, and they share it with each other, and so we obviously get our morals from our heritage, which is the animal kingdom.
Some being in the sky or something outside of space and time. But that is not the case in science. The scientific theory for morals is mimetic evolution. Now, to explain mimetic evolution, an analogy would be better. Say you have two tribes. One tribe has in their moral code that they should kill the firstborn son. And the other tribe is a more peaceful tribe and decides that killing in any form is not a good thing. So you have two tribes, and the tribe that is more peaceful will live and reproduce more than the more violent tribe, who will more than likely end up killing almost all of their firstborn children, and perhaps even extending it to a more large group of people in their tribe, in the end leading their tribe to extinction.
Some people say, where's the point in being moral if you don't believe in a God, if you don't get a reward or punishment for being moral or not. And indeed, the universe doesn't care whether or not you're moral, because you're just a tiny fraction of it, and you can't even see us from a greater distance. So why be moral? Evolution tells us that our highest goal is to survive, and meme evolution has shown that being moral or ethical is pretty helpful in order to survive. And so we've come up with two basic rules of ethics.
Now, the first rule would be that we have to reduce suffering for all of life. That means that we don't hurt any other form of life, that we hurt no other living being, that we cause no harm, that we rise above this red tooth and claw evolutionary standard, and we help out our planet as much as we can. The only thing that possibly has a right to continue this evolution is our apathetic cosmos.
The second rule is that rights come from abilities, and what this means is basically that everyone should be treated the same, including all plants and animals. For example, let's take this. We have a man who gets killed by a lion. Now, what would happen today is we would kill the lion. But now think about it. If another man would kill this guy, he would be put in prison for the rest of his life. Now, that's not fair, because what we should be doing is, if the lion kills the man, we should just put him in prison too. What if the morality we thought we were serving no longer exists, and religion has become the very evil we've been fighting to destroy?
I believe that rules do not make us moral. Loving each other makes us moral.